In this video, you're going to learn how you can make your agents actually remember what you ask them today, tomorrow, and forever. What will we do is configure persistent storage in LangGraph to store our conversations and make our agents remember anything. This video will be broken down into 3 parts. We will start by building our simple agent with no memory, then introduce InMemorySaver, and at the end, we will use PostgreSaver to save our conversations inside a Postgres database. If that sounds fun, then stick till the end and let's get started with building this simple agent. Alright, so let me introduce you quickly to what I am building, what is the agent that we're going to use today. But first of all, let me show you all the packages that I have. So these are the packages that we will be using in this video. And this is the script for my agent. I'm using GPT 4.1 mini. It's very cheap and $1 could work in your OpenAI account. These are my imports. These are the tools, simple tools, add and subtract. And this agent is a simple calculator agent that is going to use only those tools. I'm keeping it simple because the main focus here is on LangGraph memory, InMemorySaver, and PostgreSMemorySaver. Alright? And this is how you create the agent. The following here, I have the main function. I have the configs with the thread ID called tag by Ralph. Of course, each time you change the thread ID, meaning you are opening a new session with your agent, meaning that different users will have different thread IDs, meaning different conversations. And here we are creating our agent, and right here with the while true loop, we are having a conversation end to end with my agent. All right, now let me show you a quick result of what this will do. So if I say uv run main.py, all right, what can I say right now is I could say add 5 and 2, for example, and it will be able to add them. It should use the add tool, and there it is. But the one problem here with this agent currently is that it can't remember anything. And here's the proof. If I tell it, what did I ask you? What did I ask you now? It will not remember. And the reason behind this is that it doesn't have any memory. This is where InMemorySaver will come in handy. Let's go up here and let's go ahead and say from LangGraph, where's LangGraph? There it is, .checkpoint.memory import InMemorySaver. Alright, so now we have the InMemorySaver. This is where we will use the InMemorySaver and we will call it check pointer like this, and we will say InMemorySaver. And there is no configs to do. This is it. This is all you need to write. But one thing extra is that I will receive here a check pointer parameter. Inside the create agent demo, I'll pass the checkpoint parameter, or excuse me, the checkpoint variable that holds the InMemorySaver. And inside my agent, I will go ahead and say checkpointer equal to checkpointer. That's it. Nothing else, not that hard. All right, now let's try it. We'll say uv run main.py. I will ask the agent to let it run first. Add 5 and 2, please. Let's see what the output will be. Now subtract from that result 2. Let's see if it will remember. The result after subtracting 2 from 7 is 5. Amazing. So it remembers. When we add in memory, now the agent remembers. However, if I quit and then rerun the application, if I will ask it this question, which will be the following: what did I ask you earlier? It will not remember. You see, the moment you turn off your application, InMemorySaver is just saving your conversations in the RAM. It's like the RAM, okay? When you turn off the RAM, everything goes away. Same thing with InMemorySaver. It's not persistent. It's just for this current session or for this current console if you want. Now what's the problem here is that we need to use PostgreSaver. And to do that right now, we need to do a couple of configurations. First of all, what I want you to do is I want you to install Docker Desktop. Once you install Docker Desktop, I want you to open your CMD and I want you to run the following command. I want you to say docker pull Postgres like this 16 Alpine. This will install into your Docker the Postgres 16 Alpine, which then when you run this, you will be able to find inside the images, you will be able to find this Postgres image, which if we run it, we could create our own container where it will act as a server for our database. Now, I want you also to install Dbeaver right here. This is Dbeaver. This will be our DBMS, where we will create a connection and put our Postgres database inside. All right. Now inside Docker Desktop, first of all, what we want to do is create a container. I'll press on run right here. Optional settings. Let's name the container LangGraph, for example, LangGraph DB. Now the host port will be 5432, and leave all of this as is. But for the Postgres user, I'll type Postgres, and make sure you remember those credentials because we will be needing them. And Postgres password, like this, I'll be putting it admin. All right. Now we will be needing those configurations next in Dbeaver. Now I will press run, and as you can see, LangGraph DB is currently running. Now this container is running. I will go to Dbeaver, and what I will do is I'll create a new connection. This connection will be a Postgres connection, and then I'll keep everything as is. The username is indeed Postgres. The password is admin. The same passwords and credentials we used earlier in Docker. I'll press on finish. There it is. I will go ahead, press on right click, connect, and this is working. You could go ahead into your databases, the Postgres database, inside schemas, public, tables. And this is where our tables will be located, okay? Now that we have all of this configuration ready and good to go, let's go back to Visual Studio Code, and instead of InMemorySaver, we're going to use PostgreSaver. So up here, instead of checkpoint.memory, you're going to say checkpoint.postgres. You're going to say import PostgreSaver like this. We'll scroll down right here, and we will be needing to do our connection. Now, how do we do this connection? First of all, in your .env, you'll be needing your database URL. So you'll write database URL, and let me show you how you build a Postgres database URL. So here is a template. You'll need to fill out these. So what was your username? You'll fill it right here. The password, it was for me admin, like this. And you'll make sure you put localhost, the port, and at the end you'll end it up with Postgres. All right. Now Postgres in the end is your database name. Now that once we're done with this, we'll go back to main.py. We're gonna scroll up. We're gonna say import OS, and from that I'm going to go down here and say db_url equal to os.get env. You'll mention database URL. This will store inside db_url our database URL. Now, in order to set up the connection with our Postgres database, you'll say with PostgreSaver dot from constring. There it is. You'll mention the DB URL, and you'll give it a nickname as checkpointer. And you need to say checkpointer.setup. This will set up the tables, will set up the connection, and this right here, you need to only run it once. But if you run it multiple times, it's okay, all right? Because what I'm going to do right now is that we need to put all of this inside this with a statement, all right? Now let's see what will happen. If I will go ahead and save everything, right now this is it, this is all we need to do. If I save everything, let me say quit right here. Okay, so let me ask the agent add 5 and 2, like this, and it answered the sum of 5 and 2 is 7. Everything is working. Now, what's the difference? Let's go ahead and see in Dbeaver. So if I go to Dbeaver right now and right click SQL script, let's go ahead and see first of all in the tables, what do we have inside them? So if I open them, as you can see, there are around 4 tables, and we did not create those tables. LangGraph created those tables, and it manages these tables. You don't actually create them, and you don't even manage them. LangGraph all by itself adds data inside the tables, or adds your conversations inside these tables. So let's see what does it have. So if I say from, or excuse me, select everything from checkpoints, let's start with this one. Let's see what do we have. We have our thread ID, as you can see. This is what I spoke about inside the configs. And we could see that there is a couple of information right here. And if I go to another table, which is right. All right, you can see thread ID, checkpoint ID, task ID. Right here, you can see the messages that you sent to the AI. We have this message right here. This is the current message that I've sent to it. add 5 and 2. I should receive its answer. What is this? This is tool message, I guess. And there it is, 7. This is the answer of the tool. And so yeah, these are the tables that LangGraph manages and stores your conversations with your AI. Now what makes it so special is that if I run it again and I ask the agent, what did I ask you previously? It should answer with the following. You previously asked me to add 5 and 2. So even though we turned off our console, the agent remembered. Why? Because we have a Postgres database that stores our conversations and it is managed by LangGraph. Now watch this. What happens if I change the thread ID? If I say 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you think? Do you think the agent will still remember? Let's see. I told you earlier that the thread ID makes you have different sessions for different users, right? Let me see. Remember what I asked you earlier? Let's see if it does remember. It doesn't remember because this is a new session. This is a new user, all right? If I go back to my previous ID, which is Tech by Ralph, it will definitely remember because it already has the Postgres database already covers all of the information. Alright, this is PostgreSaver, InMemorySaver, and how you can create agents using LangChain and LangGraph. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.